everyone, Jackie here with Enjoying Life's Journey. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to a monthly goals report video. I know it's been a month since I've been here on YouTube and we've had a lot going on. It's been busy. So when I saw you last time, I set some new goals. I mentioned that I was kind of changing my career path or bringing back some old career paths that I had. I mentioned I was going to become a Zumba instructor and that I was going to start incorporating that into my travel business moving down the line. So let's just talk about the few goals that I set last month. We're going to see how we did, and then I'm going to talk about how we're going to start setting up some new things for the next coming years, like 10 years or something like that. Let's get to it. So some health things that I had going on. I mentioned I had my yearly Well Woman exam. I mentioned that I wanted them to kind of do some blood work because I was losing some hair. All my blood work came back normal. It did show that I had a small infection, and I actually ended up in the ER because I had a ruptured ovarian cyst. So that since then, I'm assuming has reabsorbed into my body. I had a CAT scan done and an ultrasound done, so it did show all that fluid in my pelvic area over by that cyst, by the ovary. But basically the doctors just said my body will reabsorb it. The pain has gone away, which is good. So they said that should be fine. We shouldn't have to worry about that. Infection was most likely due to that. Now, as far as the hair deal, we tested my thyroid, we tested hormone levels, we tested all kinds of stuff. Everything came back completely normal, and my hair has kind of stopped falling out. I think a lot of it had to do with I just increased my activity level dramatically within a short period of time, and I don't think I was eating enough calories to support that. So I think it was a combination of just not getting enough nutrients. So I've kind of upped my nutrient level, so to speak, to accommodate my activity level. So I think that should be. I still have to see the dermatologist. So I was referred to a dermatologist, but my appointment is not until December. So I mentioned I had a few spots I wanted to have them check for skin cancer because I have family history of skin cancer. November, the end of November, basically the day before Thanksgiving or 2 days before Thanksgiving, I have my follow-up with my urologist. So I'm not going to schedule another ultrasound or anything for that appointment. I'm just going to have them refer back to the ultrasound and the CAT scan that I had in October. That way they can just they just got to look at the kidney and make sure that's functioning. There were no signs of kidney stones at that time, so I feel good. I think that will be good. The good news is with my Well Woman exam with the pap smear, because I had cervical cancer, I believe I'm officially a little over 10 years, because that was back in 2007. So I'm officially, we'll say officially 10, 11 years cancer free, which is awesome. So they said I can go, instead of going every year now, I can go 5 years. So I get to wait 5 years now until I have to go have all of those tests done again, which is kind of exciting. So it's like I don't have to worry about it all the time. So that's good. So those are kind of what's going on there. My fitness goals, I said I wanted to take like 3 Zumba classes a week, and then I was taking a strength training class and a yoga class. I've kind of stepped back slightly because I did my CPR training. I'll talk about that. I did my Zumba training. I've been participating in an evening event that just finished up, and so I've had some other things going on, and I've been studying for my group fitness exam. So I had some other things going on, but I've been very dedicated to Zumba twice a week. Yeah, so now let's talk about the career as becoming a Zumba instructor. So I mentioned I had to get my CPR first aid AED certification. So I actually completed that on, I think it was like 2 weeks before my Zumba instructor training. And that one was pretty cool. It was just a real easy, it was 5 hours long though, and I just did that through the Red Cross. And the reason I picked the Red Cross is just because I had a fellow Zumba instructor say that she went through the Red Cross. And then when I went to the training, the company that actually does the training is like Saving Hearts or something like that. They had mentioned that they actually provide the same training at a cheaper cost. So I'm certified now for 2 years. So when I get recertified in 2 years, I'll just go through that company directly. Instead of the Red Cross, I'll save a little bit of money there. The lady that did the training, she's actually a nurse. So she's really cool. She kind of does this on the side, and then she also owns her own hair salon. So she does a lot of things. So it's cool to get to know her. And the event that I was talking about that I was doing, it was called Fitness in the District, so I was doing that on Tuesday nights. And she actually, she came one night and we did it together. And she knew the founder of it, who had created it and stuff like that. She had taken her classes before, so it was kind of cool to be part of like this fitness community. So that class was cool. It started off, she asked why why I was doing the first aid. So the YMCA, where I'm actually in the process of getting hired at, the YMCA requires that you have CPR, AED, and first aid, where some of the other gyms just require the CPR and AED. So I went ahead and did the one with first aid. The reason I wanted to work at the YMCA is because I'm already going there. I've made relationships with the other instructors. I have relationships with the other students that are attending there, and it's really close to my house, and I feel the YMCA is a good place to get started when you first start teaching group fitness or Zumba or anything like that. And then from there I can branch out to the other facilities when I feel I want to do that, if I'm not getting enough classes or something like that. So that's kind of why I decided, let's go ahead and do that. So then that training, like I said, it was 5 hours. So we started off, we learned how to do CPR on adults, children, and infants, and then we got to use the actual little dummy thing. So we got to do it on the adult one and on the infant one. Then we learned how to do assisted breathing. We learned how to do, if they're choking, how we were able to do the Heimlich maneuver on adults, and how we would do stuff with infants. So that was pretty interesting. We had a little lunch break, we came back, and then we did the first aid. So we just kind of learned how to stable things if they're broken, how to help with flushing the eyes, how to deal with snake bites or bug bites and bleeding and things like that. So we learned basic things, just enough to kind of make the people comfortable till help can get there. So learning all of that, which was fun. So that was that. So I have my certification for that for 2 years now. It cost me $75, like I said, through the Red Cross. So I'll have to let you guys know in 2 years when I renew it what that renewal cost will be. But I think I've seen things online for maybe as low as $54. So I guess maybe your area will be different. We'll have to see. Then the Zumba training was on October 26th, and that was from 11:30 until 7 o'clock at night. That was a long day. I was going to film it. I filmed the whole introduction in my car outside of the gym, ready to go. And then the day was just like non-stop, so I didn't film any of it. So I was like, scratch that whole footage. I got to network with some of the other instructors. Some of the other instructors from the area actually came to help out with the training. So I got some of their information. I purchased some of the Zumba wear. I finished the certification. I am probably going to make a whole separate video about that whole experience, because there's a lot of details and there's a lot to talk about that I can't really fit into this video. It was successful. I signed up to be a Zin member, which is the Zumba Instructor Network. So basically I get free music every month. I get choreography every other month. I have my own web page on the Zumba site where I can list my classes. I get some marketing material. I have apps for my playlist and for the videos for me to learn the choreography that is only available for us. I have discounts for the Zumba wear. I actually signed up for that training early enough where I had a $100 Zumba wear certificate, so I ordered a few things off of there. So I'm probably gonna do I'll do like a haul video for what my Zumba wear is from what I purchased used from one of the other instructors and what I got on the Zumba website. So we're good there. I updated my resume so I could start looking for jobs, and I got my training material for the ACE group fitness instructor certificate program that I'm going to be doing. So I got my book and the study guide book, the manual study guide book, and another book that kind of talks more about the whole anatomy and proper form and all of that stuff. I ordered off of Amazon used, so I got all of that for $35 as opposed to just this book on ACE is like $50. So I got all of that for like $35. Oh, and real quick, the Zumba instructor training, it's anywhere from $225 to $300 depending on when you sign up. I signed up a month early, so I paid $225. So I'm just throwing numbers out there, so if you're interested in being a Zumba instructor, you have an idea of what you're gonna pay for. once I'm done studying for this, I will take the exam, and the program I'll be signing up with ACE is $250 to $300 depending. Now, once I already purchased this stuff and started studying this stuff before I did the Zumba training, and when I did the Zumba training, we actually get a good discount to do a group fitness instructor certification through AFA. So I have another instructor that takes class with me, and she has her AFA material. So I don't know, I may go ahead and borrow that from her and kind of skim through it and see, because I feel really comfortable about ACE. I'm already halfway through the training material, so I feel like I want to continue with that. But then again, if I can save like $100 and do the other one, then I might do the other one. So it's kind of one of those things. So I'll have to let you know. My goal is to have that, to be able to be ready to take the exam in January. So now looking for a job. So at the YMCA, like I mentioned, that's where I want to be. My Zumba instructor, I mentioned this in the other video, she said, hey, maybe they're going to start requiring the group fitness instructor certification, but maybe I can get you in the door and then they can let you work on it. We can just get you started. So she did introduce me to the person that's in charge. She said, they would love to have me. My background is having a dance studio and teaching dance. My background is great. But they are requiring that group fitness instructor certification now. So she said, as soon as I have it, let her know, and I'll basically be a sure in. So I'm kind of like, all right, well, let me try to rush through it a little bit more. At that point, I'll be put on the substitute list, and then eventually I'll have my own class. My goal is to be teaching 4 classes a week, whether that's just at this YMCA location or between that location and another location, or branching out to some of the other gyms. So we'll see. So that's the whole process. Like I said, I gotta go through that. I interviewed to work at the YMCA to fill up my time. So I'm gonna be getting, I basically have already stopped doing Instacart and DoorDash. I'm done with those. Those were good. Those were flexible jobs. Now I'm looking for my career. I'm trying to get into a career path. I am an independent travel agent, so I've talked about how I'm gonna try to incorporate doing group cruises for my Zumba students. So that is something that's coming in the next year. Like as I build my clientele and we do that, that's still something that's going on. I still work with a few clients that I have in my travel business. We have a group cruise coming up next year already. I'm gonna do a whole separate video about that as well. So that's still going on. It's very part-time. It's not, you're not working with, 100 people every month. You're working, I have people who aren't traveling out for like a year, so you don't do a whole lot of work. So I want to fill my time with working at the YMCA in addition to teaching, because I'm only going to teach, maybe 4 classes a week. That's not a part-time income. That's not a full-time income. So how am I going to fill it? Well, I interviewed, and they have a few areas that they can have me in so I could work the daycare. So I mentioned, they're going to probably have me do 5 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock at night, which is actually perfect because I can still be available for my kids during the day. And then yesterday, they're kind of having me do I did the interview, and now they're having me do kind of like a working interview. So yesterday I did the working interview for actually being a body, so to speak, on the after-school bus. So the YMCA picks up kids at the school for their after-school program. So I did that yesterday, and so I'm going to do that again today. And the cool thing is I can actually just have my girls get on the bus with me, because we do pick up from their school. So that actually works. They're really they're very accommodating by letting me do that. So basically, like 2:30 to 4:15, I'm going to be kind of like a bus. I'm not the driver, but I'm on the bus. So I'm in charge to make sure that the kids are not eating or drinking on the bus, that their seat belts are buckled, that they're not throwing paper airplanes. I'm basically there to check them in and do all that, so the bus driver can focus on just driving. So like I said, I did that. I did the working interview yesterday. They said good to go. Come back tomorrow, so which is today, so I'll go back there again today. The idea is that I'll do that, and then I have time I'll have a break, a little 45-minute break where I can get the girls fed dinner, get their homework done with them, get them dropped off with Ricky, and then I'll work the kids club or the front desk, depending on where they need me, from like 5 to 8. And then, so they said that was really good because that will actually free up my morning so I can substitute for the Zumba instructors, or I can get on the schedule. They said once my paperwork is done and I'm officially in the system, then if they need a sub, they can actually just start using me as a sub for Zumba classes now. So I'm hoping this is going to help me get in the door as an instructor sooner than later, like before I'm done with this. And then they also said once I'm on at this location, I can also teach at the other YMCA location. So things are moving, they're shaking, they're grooving. Like I said, we've been super busy. October was busy for the family. The girls had a few different Halloween events. We did the regular trick-or-treat on Halloween. We did a trunk-or-treat. The girls had, we went to a fall festival. So we definitely did a lot there. This month, I went on a field trip with Arcadia. Elsa, I get to go on a field trip with her next week, or next month for Thanksgiving. My best friend Carrie is coming and staying with us for a couple days, so I'm so excited for that. Yeah, so we've had, like I said, we had a lot going on. Ricky has been working like crazy. They had a few weeks with no overtime, so the overtime has started. However, right now he's actually on his way home because it's raining and they're in construction. They can't really be working outside in the rain. They can't be working around metal right now, and they got sent home early yesterday because of the rain. So that's all right. They're still paying them for 8 hours, even though they're leaving really early. So that's cool. Finance goals. No spend challenge was a failure. We just spent regular like we always do. So whatever, it is what it is. My no alcohol challenge was a success. I went the entire month of October, and I only drank on 2 occasions. And one was went to a birthday party. I just had 3 little drinks, and then the next one, Ricky and I did a fire, and I just had a few drinks by the fire, and that was it. So that might not seem like a big deal, or it may not seem like a success because I didn't go the full 30 days. However, the deal was I was drinking every single night. And it went from just drinking 1 glass of wine to drinking a whole bottle of wine. It went from having 1 beer to having like 4 or 5 beers. So for me, that was kind of an issue. You know, I had a friend that was like, well, it's normal for, you know, women to drink, you know, wine every night, or to drink every night. That's normal to unwind. And it's like, yeah, it might be normal. It might be something that a lot of people do, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's good for us or that it's healthy for us. Since I stopped drinking alcohol, I have just been more motivated. I've been feeling really great. I'm just, you know, I'm hydrated, I'm ready to go, I'm getting a lot done. So it definitely does make a huge difference, I think, in, you know, what you're doing with your life. So I'm going to continue to pretty much be alcohol free, with the exception of, you know, 1 or 2 nights a month, and that's that. So I think that was good. So moving forward, what are we doing? Like I said, I'm in the process of getting hired on at the YMCA. So the goal is to finish, to pass my group fitness instructor certification. I'm going to make a whole separate video about that when I get to that. I am hopefully going to be eventually teaching 4 classes a week, and then, like I said, filling the rest of my time with about 20 hours a week working at the YMCA, just in a different capacity. So now what I want to talk about, I'm not talking about big goals right now. I want to talk about setting 100 goals, okay? So we hear New Year's resolutions. So I'm not going to set New Year's resolutions. Normally I set some new goals for next year, but I want to talk about goals, 100 goals for the next 10 years, roughly 10 plus years. And so this is what I've done. I have a piece of paper. So I've picked 10 categories, and I'm going to set 10 goals in each category. So if you guys have followed some of my other previous goals report videos, I talked about the Tony Robbins time of your life program and the RPM planner. I keep saying I'm going to make a breakdown video of that, and I'm hoping I will. But basically, you have different categories of your life, and Tony Robbins talks about setting goals in each of those categories. But first, you sit down and you look at the ultimate vision. What's your ultimate vision, your mission, you know, all of that before you set your goals, so you have a better idea of what you're even trying to accomplish. You want to rename your areas so they're fun and exciting. So I have 7 like personal categories, and then I went ahead and added 3 that are kind of like work, career type categories. So I have 10 categories, and I'm going to set 10 goals in each one. I'm working on that now, so on the next video I'll share with you, but I just wanted to share with you the areas in which I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to set 10 goals that can span over the next 10 years. They might span less than 10 years, they might span a little over, but in general, just where do I want to be? So the first one is the radiating vitality. So this is my health, my fitness, my spiritual, emotional well-being. I have creator of the good life. So this is all my personal and professional growth. So setting 10 goals in that area. I have my adventure seeker. So this is our fun, our travel, things like that. Forging bonds. So this is my relationships, my marriage, relationship with friends, families, my kids, things like that. Queen of the castle. So that's my household. So having 10 goals within the household, the environment, things like that. We're on fire. These are our financial goals. So fire is financial independence, retire early. We have our plan out where we should be financially free by the age of 55. So we should be able to retire at least 10 years early. So to me, that's still early. It's not in our 30s. We're going to be 38 next year, so we're close to 40. We're kind of late to the game, but at least we're still playing the game, and we're still going to retire like 10 years early, hopefully. The other category I have is helping hands. So giving back, what am I going to do? So 10 goals there. And I put Zen Jackie G. Like I mentioned, I joined the Zen network. So this is my Zumba business. So I want to set 10 goals in that area. Then I have my Fab Ventures Getaways. This is my travel business. So I need to set 10 goals in that. And then I have Enjoying Life's Journey, which is the YouTube channel. So setting 10 goals for that. So these are my 10 categories. I'm going to set 10 goals in each category. So I will have 100 goals. So you have to stay tuned, and I'll share with you what are those goals going to be. So with that, what can you expect on my channel for the rest of the month? I might be silent for the rest of the year with a few little updates here and there, just because holiday season, we're finishing out the year. I'm really cramming and studying for this exam. The budgets, they're going to be a little bit less. I used to do a monthly review, a monthly plan, and a weekly thing. I'm going to be putting that all into one video, and I will just have the timestamps in the description. So if you want to see the recap, you'll know where to go. If you want to see the plan for next month, you'll know where to go. And if you want to see a weekly budget, you'll know where to go within that. So I'm not going to be putting up a video every single Friday with the weekly plan and all of that. So we are going to cut back on that slightly. I am going to start talking more about the goals and how I'm progressing with the goals. I'm going to talk more about becoming a group fitness instructor, becoming a Zumba instructor, and I'm going to be talking more about our group cruise that is coming up. So those are some things that are going on that you can expect on my channel coming up for next year and finishing out this year. So as always, you guys, thanks for joining me. I'd love to hear what are some of your goals. Hopefully you will participate in coming up with 100 goals for yourself. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.